All right. All right. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to our ACSESS February 4th meeting. Time flies. January flew by, and now we're in the midst of February. And so I hope everybody's doing well and getting, 2022 organized. Hopefully things are looking up. I was in the mall earlier this week and saw people enjoying their meals in the food court again. So that's kind of nice to see. So let's hope that that's less time they have to keep opening and closing those amenities. Anyhow, let me just plow ahead right here to the agenda. Just going to do a few reminders on a couple of key points as far as where we're at with folks. And then the main part of today is we've got two folks from the WSIB on the Health and Safety Excellence side joining us. And Amber, who is one of them, is going to be presenting a good overview of the portal, because it's probably been a while since you last used it to now, and sort of any nuances. Also gives you a great opportunity to ask the expert on the portal. So that probably will be the main part of the agenda. We'll do our Q&A and adjourn. So we'll try to keep it as much as possible on schedule. And so that's what we've got in store for today. Couple of things, please, and times 10. If you have not already completed the member experience survey, please do that. It's the only way ACSESS can figure out exactly what you want out of this program. The services that we're able to offer to support you throughout the program. There's a lot of great questions. Won't take you very long. I know some of you have done it already, so thank you very much. Gold star for you. But I've sent out a few reminders, and if we don't get enough representation on the survey, it's hard to get any trends or data that's valuable from it. So please complete that survey. I greatly appreciate it. I don't know. Hopefully you get the sense that I'm begging you, right? So please do that. The next thing that is coming up that I've mentioned a few times, also sent out a few emails, is the portal login change, right? That's going to happen starting February 14th. The portal, the digital tool is not changing. Just the way you access it is going to change. So remember, I went through this last time. You will need to create an online services account if you do not already have one. Please make sure you do that before the 14th. How do you do that? You go to the WSIB online services account, or you go to their website, and on their website, you will see in every page, there's the login. And so if you try to log in and you go to business and try to log in there, eventually you're going to get to this page. And if you don't already have an online services account, you'll have to create one. All right. So this is where you sign up for an online services account. Just make sure that, as it says here, that you use the same email address you currently use to access the portal. So try to do that. If not, there will be a process to reconcile. If you already have an account that's different, email from your Health and Safety Excellence portal account. Don't panic. There is a process that we'll be able to correct that eventually, right? So, but you need to have an online services account. There is further information, guidance, FAQ tools. There's coming from the WSIB, and as soon as I get it, I will be forwarding it to you. So what you can do, though, in advance is make sure you have the online services account created so that you'll be able to get onto the portal again. There's going to be a new link when you get into the online services account. I believe it's going to be something like rebate programs, and you click that. As far as I know, they're going to have SOCI and the Excellence program, and that'll be your link to the main page for your desktop on the portal. So as far as that part is concerned, that is not changing. The portal is the same. It's how you log into the portal. And I'm sure Amber can correct me if I've said anything that may be incorrect. All right. So the other reminders that we're here is topic selection. Again, I've sent out the topic selection rationale form a couple of times, sent out a few emails. Right now, I have it. Not too bad. We've got 18 of you, and probably the folks that are on the line, so I'm kind of preaching to the choir, that have approved action plans. But we potentially have 40 members that should have action plans. And so 18 out of 40, we can do better, right? So at this point, if I don't know, and you haven't contacted me with regards to where your status is on topic selection, you're probably going to get a phone call. If you don't want to get a phone call, then please make sure that you at least send me an email saying, James, I know by the end of February, mid-March, I'm going to do my topic selection. All right. So that way I won't bug you because I know you've communicated. I know you're just working on it. Otherwise, there's people I haven't heard from at all for anything. And maybe they've changed, they left jobs, so I'll have to be doing some phone calls. So please let me know where you're on topic selection. We'd like to get everybody started on their year 2, 365-day cycle. Okay. Oh, thanks, Jennifer, for posting the survey link on the chat. Appreciate it. All right. I think that's all the updates. I don't want to spend too much time. So I want to give Amber whatever time she needs to do the presentation. So I'm going to introduce two folks right now. My program manager is on the line, I believe. Usman is there. Usman, do you want to say hi to everybody? Did you make it on?
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, yeah. If you want to do a quick hello.
Sure, yes. Yeah. Thank you, James, for having us today. So my name is Usman Khalid. I am a program management consultant with Workplace Safety Insurance Board. Me and James, we work really closely on making sure that you're all successful in the program. James is always bringing a lot of feedback and we're trying to incorporate and always here to help. So other than that, I mean, today we have Amber with us who's going to really walk us through the digital tool. I know we got some feedback where people are having a little bit of issue with the digital tool. So we just thought it'd be helpful to kind of run people through this once. And then if you need more help, we can further assist on that. And like I said, if you need anything that, share some feedback with us and anything you need, just let James know. We work together to make sure that you guys are all successful in the program. Thanks, James.
No problem. Thank you. And I'll turn it over to you, Amber. You can introduce yourself and go through the presentation.
Thank you, James.
Let me stop sharing so you can share.
Good afternoon, everyone. Happy Friday. So today I'm going to be going through the digital tool or portal, if you'd like to call it that, from start to finish. So I'm just going to pull up my screen here. Give me a second. I don't believe I have access yet to share my screen.
Yeah, Jennifer, you want to look after that?
Yeah, sorry about that.
No, it's okay. So my name is Amber and I also work for the WSIP.
I think what you did is you made Andrea Ryan the co-host instead of Amber.
Yeah, I'm just
That's
that
okay.
now. Okay.
I don't think Andrea will want to host this.
No. Okay, Amber, you should be good now.
Yep, looks good.
Perfect. So I work for the WSIP as well, and basically my role with them is maintaining the customer portal here, making sure everyone's accounts are running smoothly, doing demonstrations like this from start to finish, and then any questions that you ask James that he can't answer, he then emails us and we get to the bottom of it. So I am going to start at the very beginning, so please bear with me. I understand most of you have gone through this, but I think it's always a nice refresher to go through from the beginning. At any time, just feel free to put your questions in the chat, and I'm sure James will monitor it and he'll stop me at any point.
Yep.
So the very first screen I'm going to show here is the registration form. So when you go to register with James, all you need to put is in your email address. Make sure you can access this email address because it does send a verification code to that email. just ask for the first name and last name. You'll notice the program provider is restricted because it's already connected to James. And then at the bottom here, it just asks for your employer name and the WSIB account number. Sometimes employers will accidentally put in additional space or the wrong WSIB account number. No big deal. Send an email to James. He'll notify us and we'll make sure your accounts are connected correctly. So once they do click that create new account button, at the very top of the screen, there'll be a green notification bar just letting you know an email has been sent. So that registration form here is as well used for employers who want to have multiple logins to the digital tool to work on the same action plan. So if Sally will say and Susan want to work on it, they can have their 2 separate logins and they just have to fill out this form. So as soon as that email confirmation is sent, you would go to your email and then just click the link. So I'm in a test environment, so some things will look a little strange, but everything else is identical to how you will see it on the real website. So I'm just going to log in here. So when you first log in and you click that link, it will bring you to this screen. This is where you get to set up your password for the first time. So you put that in here, and then you just put the confirmation password. Below is just the the password constraints. So a certain amount of letters, numbers, and exclamation mark or special characters. At any time you can change it under here, the edit button. If we continue to scroll down, we have our language settings. So you can switch it to English and French, whatever you prefer. If you just have a general email account and say it has gone to a new user, no, Susan's no longer with the company, and now it's going to be Tyler, you can just change the first name and last name here. If it's just like a info@hotmail.com email. If an individual is in charge of multiple WSIB account numbers, they are able to do that right here. So if you're in charge of 2 accounts, you can just put the business name in, fill in the business account number, and then you click create HSEP employer representation. What this does is allows you to access the 2 accounts with your 1 login. And then there'll be a little toggle here on the right-hand side where you can switch between the 2 accounts to make it a little more simplistic. So if I scroll down, and then at the very bottom here is just the email subscription settings. So as soon as you log in, you will be subscribed. You have the option to unsubscribe if you want to, but I do recommend staying subscribed so you do get those email notifications when changes are made to your action plan. Say it's been changed, went to AER, it went in for validation, you got results back or comments. It's always handy to get those email notifications if you're not in the tool every day. So once you do set up your password here, you just have to scroll down and hit that save button to make sure it processes through. So I'm going to go back up. So I'm going to explain the top here. So English and French, you can switch it here. We have the little notification bell. As soon as you get a notification, there'll be a little red dot that appears, kind of like Facebook. You can drop it down, read the notification, and remove the notification if you've read it and multiple people have. The next button is just my account. So if you click on it, it just brings you general information about the account itself. If you want more information about the provider, you can click this link. I'm just going to open it up in a new tab. It'll just tell you the address of your provider. And then you can open your employer account if you would like, and it will list more information about the business as well. Like I said, this is just the test environment, so some things look a little strange. We just had to manipulate some data to make you be able to see it and us to go through the journey. So where was I? So going back to the screen, I'm going to click dashboard. So there's a couple different buttons here that do the same thing. So if you click dashboard here at the top right-hand side, or if you click dashboard here, it brings you to the same thing. If I click that view button, this actually just brings me to the same view as my account. So those buttons do the exact same thing. The add button we already addressed. This is where you set up your password. And then we have the dashboard is basically the main screen you're going to be on for the majority of the time when you do come in here. There is the notifications tab as well as an email notifications tab. So that's just another spot where you can change your settings. So getting into the meat and the potatoes of the dashboard, when you first log in and you have not started an action plan, you will notice all these tables are empty. I'm explaining each table one by one. So the first table is action plan status. So as soon as you have an action plan, it will appear in this table, regardless if it's in draft, if it's in progress. Throughout the journey, it will appear here for easy access to view it and to edit it. And you'll see the approval date and when it does expire. The next section is your topic and level progress. So as soon as you go through the full journey of the first action plan and your topics were submitted and say you got 5 completes on all level 1 topics, you will then receive 5 out of 10 here. This bar will increase. And then once you do hit the 10 out of 10, you will receive a level progress badge, which you then can put on your website or put it in your emails, wherever you prefer. On the right-hand side here, we have the assessment results. So when you first join or start a new action plan for the first year, this is just a general assessment of how you are health and safety wise as a business. So it just asks you a few questions and it kind of gives you a level 1, a level 2, or a level 3. And depending on that, it just gives some recommended topics that you can choose. They are not mandatory. And then the next section is the action plan history. So this section is where once your action plan has gone through the full cycle and you've received, we'll say, some completes on your topics, this is where your achievement report will appear. And this basically explains how much money you're getting back for your topics, how many completes you got, if there is an on-site, how long the action plan took place, and you'll be able to view that all here. And then at the very bottom of your screen, there is a resources table. So this is where you'll find the program guidelines. You'll see the user how-tos, and there's sample evidence as well in there that you can refer to. This looks a little different just because I'm in the test environment. So we just threw some things in here so you can see what it looks like. So just going back to the top, we have these 3 blue buttons. So the assessment, I'll get to that shortly. The next button is the culture survey. So this button is for this individual that is currently logged in who wants to fill out the culture survey. To do that, you just click on it, open it up. I always open in a new tab, so I apologize if there's any confusion. Oh, where did I go? There it goes. So I click that button. It will just ask for the job level, and then from 0 to 4, what your perspective is on health and safety for these different questions. So you can fill it out and click submit. So this will again give you a general overview of what your score was for the culture survey. If I go back to my dashboard here, we also have a culture survey link. So this is for anyone at my business that I want to give the culture survey link to. So most employers will give this to all their employees to fill out. So all you have to do is click on it, it copies it, and then you can paste it in an email and send it out to all your employees. The employees do not have to have an account with us or anything. It just goes straight to the page for the culture survey, and then they can fill it out. If you want to receive your results for like the overall, how many people have completed it, what is the overall average for this question, just message James or us, and then we'll be able to provide that back to you. Because right now our table that we did have displaying on the dashboard was having some issues, so we had to take it down momentarily. So going to the first section is the assessment. So this is what you do when you first start the action plan for the first time. It asks you a couple questions about health and safety. I should stop for a minute. Is there any questions, James? I can't see the chat.
Right now, there's nothing. I'm monitoring the chat, so you're good. Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, and they've all done, everybody on the line has done the assessment, so.
Oh, okay, well then I'll just skip through this.
Unless there's somebody that's new, brand new, I don't think so.
Okay.
Everybody's done the assessment, yeah.
Perfect, I'll just skip through it then quickly. So you fill out the questions, you can save it as draft, you can come back to it. Asks you more questions, I'll just go through. I made the long one. Next page, perfect. Assessment is complete. You do have to hit that done button for it to fully process through. Now we'll see under assessment results, we have level 2. So when we go in to select our action plan topics for the first time, It will have stars beside the recommended topics. You'll notice your business and your program provider are locked. You can't change those. If only a certain percentage of your business is doing the action plan, you would just click on scoping and then you would add in the percentage. But you can talk to James more about that if you're confused. So let's go here. On the right-hand side, there's a little drop-down arrows. So if you want to see all the level 1 topics, they open up. And then if you want to see more information about that specific topic, there's another little drop-down arrow. Tells you the requirements, health and safety, prerequisites. Technically, there isn't exactly prerequisites, but they are listed. So I can choose 5 topics. On the right-hand side, we can see them all listed nicely as well. If I want to change them, I can't click any more than 5 at a time. So I have to remove one before I select a different topic. I can do that on the right-hand side too with just the minus sign and just select a new one.
Amber, maybe you can show the control hazard, how it repopulates when you click it.
Okay.
So that if they want to do more than one.
So yeah,
So every
with
time you,
control of hazards, because we don't have it under a specific topic, because control of hazards goes across multiple. If you want to do multiple controls of hazards, you can click them multiple times. They just keep populating.
great.
So the next section is your topic selection document. So this is where you will put your rationale document that James has created for you, basically with explaining your rationale to the specific topics you were choosing. So all you have to do is click choose file, choose a report, and click open, and it saves. Oh, that's it. And the next section we have is the employer contact information. So this information is used for validators. If they have any questions about the action plan, they will reach out to these 2 individuals. So please make sure that they are the correct individuals. So I'm just going to put in some information here so I can move on to the next step because it is mandatory to have at least 1. And you can have up to 2. If a person changes throughout the journey, you can go back in and edit it, change the email address, change the name, you can remove them, whatever it is. And then at the bottom here, you can save it as a draft or put it as ready for review. So for this sense, I'm just going to save it as a draft so you can see. As soon as I save it as a draft, you'll notice this pink box around the action plan. That means it is not approved yet. So it hasn't been sent to your provider and he has not approved it. So it's still in your hands as a draft. We can see the topics you selected. And then we also have this universal text box if you would like to use between your provider or the validators might leave comments here. So if I go back to my dashboard, pretend I logged out and I logged back in now, we can see that it's now draft. There is no approval date or expiry because we're still working on it. And this button has now changed from assessment to selecting action plan topics to now edit action plan topics. So you can click this button, you can click the view or the edit, it's whatever you prefer. So if I click the view, it'll bring me back to this page here. And if I actually want to go into the action plan and make changes, I have to click that edit button. So when I scroll down, if I'm happy with everything, I will just put it to ready for provider review and click save. So as soon as it's sent to the provider for review, you cannot change your topics at all, unfortunately. And this document you can no longer upload. So if you forgot to upload it, James can send it back to you and get you to re-upload, or he can assist in uploading the document as well. So I'm just going to go on my other screen here. So I'm going to log out.
Can you mention the draft expiry? What happens?
So if it is
Wait
not,
too long? Yeah.
Yep. So as soon as you start the action plan, if it is not improved, and correct me if I'm wrong, Usman, is it 30 days or 60 days? I always get this mixed up.
I believe it's 60.
Okay, I thought, okay, so if it's not approved within 60 days, your action plan will go to draft expired.
Yeah.
And then you'll be able to just start a new action plan and that
Yeah.
button will be there for selecting action plan topics again.
So they have to start the selection process again, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm just going in on my other computer here to act like I'm James and I'm approving your action plan. So let me go and click approve. Perfect. So I'm going to log out. So I'm going to log back in as my employer account. I think it was this one we were doing. So now when I log back in, I can see that little notification bell at the right-hand side corner. There's a little red dot, meaning something has changed, and it notifies me that the action plan has been approved on this date, and I have 12 months to complete it. So it also sees in this action plan status table, it's approved, the approval date, and the expiry. If I want to go in, like before, I click evidence story, view or edit, whatever you prefer. So this is where you go to do your implementation model. So you guys will be selecting your plan to check act, and you'll be filling out the form that James had, the outline that James had provided with you for filling out the plan to check act for your evidence stories. And you can just upload that file right here. And same as before, you just open it, select file and click open, and it saves. So to move on to the next step, you just click save and continue. Since you guys are uploading a topic implementation document, you skip this step altogether. So at the top of your screen, just ignore this screen and just click step 4, or you can just click save and continue. It moves to the next one as well. So I'm going to go to step 4. You'll notice all your topics here. They'll be listed as draft. If I click the edit button, I want to go in and add evidence for the specific topic. It drops down. For each topic, you can upload up to 5 media files. So to do that, all you do is click choose evidence. It loads. You can put a name in just in case your file name has a funky name. Click choose file. I'm going to choose a random picture. It uploads. So each file can only be up to 50 megabytes each. It can be a Word document. It can be the Excel, it can be a PDF, PowerPoint. We do accept videos, but we do have issues with that, unfortunately, because videos are usually too big to fit. So I recommend avoiding videos if possible, because we can only accept the evidence that is actually able to be uploaded on the system here. And then you can just add in a little description. So I'm just gonna.
Yeah, what we've done with videos.
You would, oh, go ahead, James.
So what we've done with videos is we put the link in a document and folks have posted the video on a cloud, and then the validator just clicks the link and views the video. So
I do know our IT has been putting the hammer down a little bit that we need to, because it's not super secure. So
yeah,
right now it still works, but I know they might be removing that shortly.
okay.
So just a heads up. So description, if it's do with the do section, you can put that and click add new evidence. So unfortunately, it hasn't been actually uploaded yet. You have to scroll down to the bottom of the screen and click that you selected. Once you click that you selected and you see it uploaded here, you know it has been uploaded correctly. At any time, you can, if you forget what it was, you can click edit to re-download it, to view it, or you can move it if you want, if you have a new updated version. So that is where you go, and you click update evidence to update that specific topic. So if I go back into that topic, I am content with all the evidence I have, so I'm going to submit it to the provider review. You would click submit to provider for review and click that update evidence button. As soon as you do send evidence to your provider, it is locked in as before. You can't adjust or add any evidence files unless he returns it back to draft for you. So I'm going to click update evidence. And then also for health and safety responsibility, I'm going to say I'm going to defer the topic because I'm too busy with COVID-19. Is going to be my reasoning. And that means this, I will not be working on this topic at all for the rest of the action plan, and in following years, I can retake this topic. I do recommend reaching out to your provider before you defer a topic because they may be able to assist you. So COVID-19, if that's what you want to defer, you click update evidence. All the drop downs go away, and you do have to hit that save button at the bottom of the screen for it to fully process through. So I'm going to hit save. This brings up a confirmation screen. So basically just review it before you submit it to make sure everything is there correctly. So you're submitting the leadership and commitment topic with this evidence. You can re-click it, download it if you want, and you're deferring this topic. If you made a mistake anywhere in here, just click cancel and redo it. But if you're happy, you can click that submit button. You'll get that green confirmation at the top that it has been submitted. And you'll notice now on step 4 that the topic has changed its action plan or topic status to ready for provider review, and the other one has been deferred. So I want to show you something else. So as soon as one topic has fully gone through for validation, so since you deferred that topic, a new button does appear on your dashboard. So the new button that appears is this future action plan button. So this button is used for members who have had discussions with their providers or already know what topics they want to do for the following year or their following action plan, and they don't want to forget. So if you click that button, you can then select all the different topics you want to do on your next action plan or the next couple. So all you'd have to do is click on them, select, and you can click save, because sometimes some topics are, if you do one topic, they're kind of a complement of another topic, so you should do it. So this is just a handy tool for next time when you go into your create a new action plan. The new stars that used to be for the assessment will now appear for these topics with the stars with these topics. So you can click save. If you don't want to use it, you don't have to, it's just a preference. So that is the journey for employer. I want to show you what the dashboards look like when the employer has gone through and submitted their evidence for validation, or you sent it to your provider and your provider gave it the okay, so he sent it to the WSIB for validation. So I'm just going to log out here. I'm going to log back into a different account. Let me see on my screen which one it was. I think it was this one. Apologies, I have so many different accounts. So in this scenario, the employer submitted their evidence to the validation, and I can open it up. I can click evidence story. We can see the first topic. Let me go to step 4 because you guys don't use step 3. On step 4, you can see this topic has been marked incomplete. The next one, review health and safety trends. It did receive additional evidence required. This topic had changed from, it used to be in progress when you send it to validation. And then if it's returned to you, it'll be sent back to draft. You'll see the due date of when you have to upload your additional evidence. So if I want to go in and see the validator's comments on what I need to improve on my action plan, or that specific topic, I should say, you click edit, and then the reason for the additional evidence required will be listed here. It'll be more than just more details, please. It will be like a full letter explaining of how you can improve it and what you should include. So as soon as a topic receives additional evidence required, a new slot does open up under the evidence upload here, where you can upload one more file to explain your AER. And then once you're content, just like before, you click choose evidence, you fill in the information. And if you're happy, you can submit the topic for provider review, and then you can send it back for validation. Or if you guys both decide that you're going to defer the topic because it's too much to work on at the moment, then you can just do that here as well by clicking defer topic. You put your reasoning in, and you just click update evidence. So the very last scenario I wanted to show you today is just what it looks like when you submit evidence for validation, and then you get all your topics back, and some get complete and some get incomplete, and what the achievement report looks like on the main screen. So I'm just going to log out here. Log into, I think this is the password. So it looks a little weird because the timing of these are a little funky, but I just want to show you what it looks like. So now that your topics have gone through validation and you did get rebate back, you can see that these have started to fill up because 4 topics have been completed for level 1 and 5 for level 2 so far throughout the years. If I scroll down, we can see the enrollment date range. So we can see this was September 30th, 2021 to 2022, September 30th. How many topics were completed? If there was on-site validation, if there was a badge earned, so that would be the level progress badge, and then the rebate amount and the rebate date. As well as it will have the average culture score. So each year it kind of resets your culture score. So throughout the years, you can resend out that survey and then see if everyone's health and safety awareness and how your business is doing is improving. And you can see the number of employees that have completed it. There is a little scroll button at the bottom I want to mention. A lot of people miss it sometimes. So you do have to scroll over to be able to view your achievement report. So I'm just going to open that up. In the achievement report, it just goes into a little more details about which topics you did complete and if they were marked complete or incomplete, the results. You can download this achievement report if you'd like. And then the very last thing I want to touch on is if you send in topics for validation and they come back and they're marked incomplete, but you think as individual or your business thinks that you should have got it or received the complete, there is a reconsideration form here. So you just have to go into your achievement report, and within 30 days, if you click on this, it will allow you to select a specific topic that you want to be reevaluated by the WSIB and your reasoning behind it. So you have 30 days to complete that form once the achievement report does come out. And as you can see, it's past the due date for this specific employer, so they no longer can put the reconsideration form in. So I'm going to log out, and that is the journey of an employer. I don't know if there's any questions or that I could answer for you guys.
Any specific component or process you want to get clarification on?
I was just going to add, James,
Yep.
that this, thank you, Amber, for the walkthrough. I know it was a lot to take in because Amber pretty much went through right from the beginning to the end of the journey. But for sure, if you have questions in particular to any steps, or even if it was something that she didn't show today, but you have some questions, please feel free to ask. Right now, she's here.
I guess I can show one other thing quickly. This is just about how it's going to change a little bit. Aries focusing more on this online services change, but I thought I could touch on it a little bit for you guys.
Yeah, that would be great. Yeah.
So all you do is to log in on February 14th or prior, ideally. You go to www.wsib. So I'll just show you. You can just put WSIB if you want. You can choose WSIB home. Sure, the very first one. That brings you to this screen here. So to log in, you just go to the top right hand side, the login button, like James said previously. You click login, and then below here, you just have to click this login button as well. So it'll bring you to this screen, and once it's, if you don't have an online services account yet, we are asking you to use that sign up button here. So as soon as you click sign up, it will bring you to this screen. So we want you to use your existing email that you currently use in HSEP. So if you can put that email in here and you click get verification code, it will then send a little link to you. It would be like a 6-digit number. You will then just put the 6-digit number in. You'll create a password. This password does not have to be the same as HSEP. It can be different. So you type in your password and you re-enter your password. It's the same email or password constraints as HSEP. So it has to have a capital, it has to have a letter, I believe, and a special character. And all you have to do is click, you're agreeing to the terms, and you click create. So the next screen you'll see after this, I can't pull it up for you, unfortunately, but the next screen you'll see after this is it'll just say create your account. So it'll ask for your name, your last name. You can include a phone number if you want to, don't have to. Scroll down and you just click OK, create account, and go ahead. Then the very next screen that will populate is, it will just ask you for the WSIB account number that you have with your business. And then once you put that in, it will link the two accounts. And then from now on, you will never have to go through these screens again. And as soon as you click login and put your information in, you'll be right through. So that is my short little explanation of online services, but there's, like James said, we have more information coming out, and we'll be doing, we'll be sending out like question and answers, Q&A documents, as well as a little video of how to go about doing it.
All right. If they already have an online services account that somebody else in the finance department has created, and now the ACSEP person wants to go in, how are they doing that? Are they, because there's already an online service account, but do they still go through the same process?
So if someone in accounting already has an online services account, and they
Yes.
are they wanting to go through, get connected to the Health
No,
and Safety Excellence
is-
Program, you're
so-
saying?
No, not them, but the person who deals with the excellence program now needs to go in to access the portal.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's totally fine. You can have multiple people who have online services accounts. You just go to that sign up button that I was on before. And the way we connect accounts is once you put the WSIB account number in, and we link the emails, because you're going to be using the same email you currently use for HSEP. So it's kind of a double verification that we have going on, and then you'll be able to access it.
Okay, so basically they go through the same create, except the system knows there is an existing account for that firm already.
Correct.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
if the employer uses an email that's currently not connected to HSEP, then me and Arian, my coworker, will just have to do some background work to make sure that we're connecting it to the correct account.
Okay. There's a question. So when we log in to HSEP, which login will we use, our HSEP or WSIB online? So after the 14th, it'll only be the WSIB online services. There will no longer be an HSEP login page.
Correct.
So that question was from Jane, I believe. Yeah. All right. Any other questions? That's why if you don't have an online services after the 14th, you won't be able to get onto the portal. So that's why we want you to at least create that, make sure it's ready so that you can test it on the 14th. If you're having any trouble, then you let me know, and Amber or Arian will be troubleshooting any issues that people have, so we can get it all straightened out. Right?
Perfect.
If you have 3 or 4 people that want to want to have access like some of you have now, then just create that account just like Amber just showed you. Yes, you still have to register. So the question is, if they already have a online services account, and let's say they're using the same email that is used for HSEP, do they have to do anything?
Let me look into that. I don't think you have to do anything if you already have an account.
Yeah. Okay.
But let me double check that for you.
All right. So Stamp will, as soon as I get the answer, I will let you know, because some of you probably already have it because you're doing all other kinds of activities on the online services account. So it may be that, I guess the links may be there for you. Do you know what the link is going to be called once they are on the homepage for the online services?
So when you're on the homepage for online services on February 14th, the bottom right-hand corner, it's going to say Health and Safety Recognition Programs. So I believe if you already have an online services account, that's okay. Just log in like normal. And then when you go to the bottom right-hand side, you can click the Health and Safety Recognition Programs, and then it'll ask you additional questions to make sure your accounts link correctly.
Okay. So it may link you there, right?
Yes.
And that'll probably be just the first time, I would assume.
Yeah, you only have
Yep.
to do it once.
All right. Yeah, you know, any glitches or issues you have on the 14th, if you test it out or after the 14th, just let me know and we'll pass them on and get them clarified. Okay. Any other questions on anything portal wise? Amber, thank you. Thank you very much. It's always
You're welcome.
great to have that refresher. You know, there's probably a few little things that people didn't know existed that you can pick up where to look up things, look at your history now that everybody will have history. Before there was nothing there, but everybody's got a completed action plan pretty well. So there's history now and you're on the new one. And let me see, there's no other questions I see on the line. Anybody else? You can unmute also and ask. So any other questions on anything regarding topic selection, which I hope those of you that have not done it already are doing? Any questions on working on your PDCA for your topics, where you can start sending me your drafts for the initial topics that you're working on so we can review them, make sure you're on the right track with the topic? Any questions on topic selection? Something, you know, that you're thinking of, will it be a valid? Can I use it as a significant gap? Can I use it as a significant change in workplace topic, control of hazard topic? Especially since we got Usman on the line, who usually, if I'm not sure, that he's my go-to on, you know, what do you think about this as a significant gap or change topic? So you've got a direct line to him right now. So if there are any things that you're not sure about, would fall into the 5 categories, good time to ask as well.
I have a question. It's Leela.
Oh, great. Yep, go ahead.
I'm very new to this. So
Yep.
Is Access a holding document for our previous plans, or is it, I'm just wondering if you have our previous documents, if any.
Yeah, so if you closed an action plan last year, which I know you did, you saw Amber on the page, your dashboard, there is the history. So whatever was submitted there, you would click on that closed action plan. And right now there'll only be one because you're only on year 2. That's where everything that's on the portal is found, right?
You're talking about the Access portal?
Yeah, this
Or
portal right here.
WSIB?
Yeah, she's brought it up right now. There you
Oh,
go.
okay.
So that's where you go. If you click on view, you'll be able to see the details of that action plan. I guess here on this one, there is nothing. But you'll be able to see the topics that were selected. Amber, can they see what was uploaded? Can they see the actual evidence and all that as well? Can they go right into that action plan?
I'm sorry, my screen's frozen here.
That's okay.
We are working towards being able to see old evidence,
Okay.
but if you can't at the moment, then you can just send us an email and we can provide screenshots and everything else that
Okay.
of what I'd put in previously.
Yeah, if you want to see what was uploaded. I mean, hopefully if the person who uploaded it is still around or their computer files are still around, if they're gone, they'll have all that. But if you can't, then we can try to retrieve that for you. I only typically keep the PDCA. I don't have enough hard drive space to keep everybody's evidence and download everybody's evidence for all of their topics. I'd need a whole new computer for that. So I do keep, all I have is your last version of your PDCA that you submitted, but not the evidence packages. So the portal is really the best place to go and see that, the history as well. Yeah.
So under the action plan status, it does have your previous action plans. So if you want to go in to view them, you just click view. I'm just gonna click view here.
Yeah,
You'll be
so
able
that,
to see the
yeah,
old
there you go.
topics. You'll be
Yep.
able to see the old topic selection document. You can re-download that if you want. And then if you want to go further in and see the evidence you uploaded, you click that edit button.
So you can go to the
Yeah.
previous and can you
Yeah.
actually get right into, this is where you said there's a limit to getting, they can actually open up the evidence packages and download them again?
It looks like they can do topic selection document. It's not looking, let's see, if it lets me go to the next step. Doesn't seem to like
Yeah,
me
so that's
going
his
to
part.
the topics.
So if you actually want to see what was uploaded, now Lee, for you, I'm pretty sure that Praveen will have everything she uploaded. So I think you should be okay.
And so just to clarify in my head, what you just showed us is not available to us until the 14th?
No, it is available now through the portal. The portal is not changing. It's just the login. So as long as we've set you up to access the portal, you can go in and see all that.
Because I'm on online WSIB online services now, and I don't see
Yeah, no,
a link
it's not
to
the 14th. It's not the 14th yet. So right
Okay,
now
that's why I
you need to go in through the old way. And
So yeah, currently you have to go through the old way, but on February 14th, that website URL will no longer be working. So you do have to go through the online services. So that's where you go to set up an account and create one. It's just on the back end here, it's a little more secure than the way we have it currently.
all right. So if you want to get on there before the 14th, Lee, just send me an email. I'll send you the way to register the old way. But right now, I think we're working on topic selection for you. So it's going to take probably more than a week. So you might as well just wait till the 14th. And then the links for the portal will show up there. And you won't have to do 2 registrations. You'll probably you can get in right through the page you're on now on your computer. Because there's probably not much for you to do on the portal right now. Anyhow, right? So we're only like 5 days away. So that if you want to go on before, just send me an email.
No, I can wait.
There's somebody with their hand up. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just had one question. So I just want to make sure. So if you're from like the same organization, you can work with other people on the same portal.
Yep.
Yep.
If that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, you'll each have to go into that online services and create your own unique email and password.
Okay, but you guys already know who's a part of the same organization, right?
Well, what do you mean? Don't you know that?
If
Who
you-
else? Yeah.
If you're using the same email that you currently have for HSEP, then yes, it's
Okay.
linked
okay.
through
That
the
makes sense.
WSIB account number when you log in originally for the first
Okay.
time.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thank
Yeah,
you.
it'll know that you exist already, and it'll probably ask you to put in the account, and it'll link you to that account, it sounds like. So, but each of you will have to do that.
I have a question.
Yep. Hi.
Some of the online services, your organization may not want you to have access to, like premium remittances, and other portions of the services. Will it be segregated? So if, let's say, a staff person who's working on the health and safety program, the company doesn't want them to have access to the other online services, will it be able to be segmented with authorization?
So currently on the home screen, you can see other things.
Yeah.
But to actually get into them, there's additional fall safe that there's
Right.
additional information they would have to fill in. So they can see the button, they could try to click it, but it wouldn't bring them to where they have to go. Or
Okay, they would need
private information.
authorization.
Correct.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
So I'm assuming that email is only going to give them access to the portal, and all the other buttons are there, but won't be active unless I guess the person who owns that online services account gives them security rights to access other services on the online services page. Is that
Okay.
correct? Is that correct, Amber?
Yes, that's a good way to explain it.
And who is designated as the owner or the person allowing the rights? Is it the first person that created it? How does the system know that that person has the rights to open up?
The other accounts, like the other links, if you click on them, they'll ask you for additional information that you have to log in again. So
Okay.
they would have that login information, but if they don't, then they can't get
Right.
access.
So they would have to obtain that somehow.
Correct.
Okay, great. So right now, really, the only thing that's going to give them access to is the portal, the HSEP portal.
Okay.
Great. All right, great. Good questions. Excellent. I'm glad we have you here, Amber. Any other questions?
It looks like Joelle.
Somebody, oh yeah, your hand's up, or is it still up from the previous question? Oh, her hand just went down, so I guess.
Sorry about that. Yeah.
No
Sorry.
problem, no problem. Anybody else? Any questions? Excellent. If any come up, just again, please send me an email. And if I can't answer it, then I know who to go to. So we'll get you an answer. The good thing to do right now is just in preparation for the 14th is get that online services account created. I think there will be, they're going to be sending us a report listing who has not and who has created an account. So I don't need the extra work to chase you down. So if you don't mind doing that, I won't have to send out emails and saying, oh, you haven't created an account yet. Can you please do it? Takes you what, 5 minutes or less? Because they do want to switch make sure everybody's switched over, because you won't be able to get in after the old way. So I think they're trying to make sure that everybody gets transitioned as quickly as possible. All right. No more questions. I don't see any questions in the chat. We just clicked over to 2 p.m. And I'm sure everybody wants to finalize their last emails and get started on the great weekend. I don't think there's any storm coming. So, all right. The last note I'll leave you with is invoice payments, please. Jennifer is feverishly chasing down people who have not paid for their year 2. We aren't holding you from starting your year 2 action plan without paying, but we certainly would like you to pay your invoices. So if you have not done so, Jennifer would greatly appreciate it if you did so. She is chasing down folks, right? And again, I'll thank Usman and Amber for their great presentation, and I'll wish you all a very safe and fun weekend. And thank you for your attention. And let's just quickly take a look at next meeting date.